Hi guys, Chris Hughes here, dietitian and founder of MEALZEE. It's that time of week again. We're going to do meal plan of the week. So what we've got this week is a meal plan I've called breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dinner like a pauper. Why am I creating this meal plan? Well, look, to be honest, it's actually probably more designed around the research that we probably should be eating. So we should really have I shouldn't say should, I mean, everyone's different. You've got to go with what fits with your lifestyle. But, regarding the research that I know around how our body digests and metabolizes food, then really eating breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, dinner like a pauper is probably the best results. Now, this doesn't mean you're going to lose more weight on it. There's so many things that feed into this. But in terms of controlling appetite, the way your body handles glucose and controls blood glucose levels, then this is certainly something that's suggested. And so a bigger breakfast, moderate lunch, smaller dinner, most of the carbs in the morning. Why? Because we produce more insulin in the morning. We are more insulin sensitive in the morning. And then as the evening progresses, we become more insulin resistant and we produce less insulin to deal with it. And so what I've done with this meal plan is I've actually put a lot of the carb in the morning and then I've tapered it off in the afternoon. It's a bigger breakfast, so bigger calories, bigger size, moderate lunch, moderate dinner. The snacks in the morning are more carb based, so we get a lot of good fiber. And then the evening is more lower carb and high protein. So what we ended up with is I was aiming for 1,500 calories, so we'll call it 1,500, but that's what it averaged out at, around 1,472. We had 121 grams of protein. We had about 100 grams of carb. Fiber, we got up to 33 grams of fiber, which is good. That's above the suggested dietary target for a lady. For a man, we should be aiming for 38. So I'm not too far off. I'm happy with that. And then sodium's quite low. So again, 1264 it averaged out at. I don't mind being well and truly under there because, occasionally I add salt for seasoning or whatever it might be. Typically getting too much salt isn't too difficult. And so going under, I'm not too bothered about. And so let me show you the plan. So what we got, I'll add it to it. Hopefully you can see that okay. So I've just started off with like some sort of overnight oat kind of dish there for Monday through to Wednesday, and then some birch apple and oats for Thursday, Friday. A little bit of egg on toast with some, tomato and leaves on Saturday, and then a simple avocado toast with vegan feta. I'll just use normal feta for that. That's a great recipe. Simple sandwich for lunch, and then most of the week is leftovers, which is nice and simple. So again, there's 6 of us in the house. So what I've done with dinner there is I've gone for 8 serves. I need that recipe to prepare because there's 6 to feed at dinner, plus I need 2 for leftovers for my wife and I. So I've just done leftovers for every day. And we're actually going to try something this week as well, as we're going to allocate 2 days purely to eat leftovers, things that might accumulate in the fridge. But I haven't built that into this plan. But we're going to see what we've got sort of midweek, potentially try it there. Morning snack, as I've just got fruit, that'll give me plenty of energy, plenty of fiber. And then the afternoon, I know it looks like the same thing, but you can have a different flavor of a Chobani Fit or a YoPro, whatever it might be. So it just looks like it's the same yogurt, but that's a nice filling snack in the afternoon. Now, how did I do this? Okay, so I went into the energy calculator. And this one actually took a little bit of thinking, okay? So I knew that if I was going to aim for around 1,500, I wanted a breakfast to be around 500 calories, and I wanted the lunch and dinner to be around 300-400 calories each. And that then left me with sort of 150 to play with for a couple of snacks. So what I did is I went into the energy calculator and I actually excluded the snacks. So I just had 0. And I had that at 1,500 for the main meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner. So I knew what that would do was that would give me a breakfast around that 500 calories. And then what I did is I went back into the energy calculator. I went back into the energy calculator and I adjusted this here to 1,200 calories. And then I just hit update. And then what I did is I locked all the recipes. Actually, I unlocked all recipes. I'm just going to lock them for now, but I locked all the recipes. And then what I did is I unlocked all, and then I just locked all the breakfasts. And given that I've locked them, they're locked in at around 500 calories. And so the ones that I've unlocked are now going to search for the adjustment to the calorie plan. So if you remember, I dropped it down to about 1,200 calories. So that meant the dinner and lunches were going to be aiming for about 400 calories each. So because I've locked breakfast, they're not going to move. So I then just hit auto generate. Sorry, something else I did at this stage is I added a low carb tag here as well. So I still had high protein, and I added a low carb because I want to lower the carbs of an evening. And then I hit auto generate, and then that spun up some 300 to 400 calorie lunches and dinners. And it done it that were both high protein and low carb. And then there was my lunches and dinners sorted. I went back into the calculator then, and then I beefed it back up to 1,500, and I updated, and that then would show me all the snacks again. Oops, I forgot to add the snacks. So I'll add these back, and there's my snacks back. And I just hit lock all again to make sure that all the meals that I've already edited were fine. And I went in looking for high carb snacks to put there in the morning, and I dragged them across, and then I already had the yogurts and moved them around. So there's a little bit of manipulation there, a little bit of playing with it, a little bit of thought had to go into how I was going to design that. But what I ended up with as an end product was I ended up with a bigger breakfast that was higher in carb, plenty of fiber there. Lunchtime and evening meals certainly tapered off around carbs, not as big a meal. My first snack of the day was certainly more carb rich. My second snack of the day was lower in carb and higher in protein. And so we ended up with a pretty good result. I was pretty happy with the outcome there. And this is a good meal plan that will set me up for the week. Do I execute these meal plans perfectly? No, I don't, but it certainly gives me something to aim for over the week, So a meal plan is not a silver bullet. A meal plan is just a guide, some sort of framework to work off. We've got the shopping list there to work off. That saves us a heap of time. And yeah, it just puts us on track for the week. We save money, reduce food waste, and eat a little bit healthier than what we would otherwise. All right, guys, have a good weekend. Thanks.